Quiet punch, we back. Melvin Lucas here. Go through some fundamentals and some combinations. Okay, we're gonna go through some basics, some intermediate, a little bit of advanced. Get your boxing tempo, try to follow along as best way you can. I'm not using any hand wraps this time. Okay, you have the option to either use hand wraps, gloves, or no gloves. The pad is that soft. Okay, starting with that double jab. Good. We're going to stack our combinations, double jab. We're starting out with that double jab. Then we're going to add that cross sooner over right after. Good. Jab, jab, cross. Good. Add it. Jab, jab. Good. Vary it up. Jab, jab, cross. Good. Jab, jab. Good. 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 Jab, jab, cross. Good. Jab, jab. Jab, jab, cross. Good. Jab, jab. Good. See how I'm getting low? I'm varying that jab. You can vary that jab if you'd like to. Getting a little bit low, sitting on that little punch, or standing a little bit tall. Not so tall, not to your tip of toes, but I want to aim with the first two of my knuckles. That's how I'm aiming that jab, and I'm keeping it tucked here. Always keeping my chin down, and I'm taking that distance control, okay? I'm controlling my perimeter, keeping my distance control. Good, and turning the body. Turning the body. I can also hit the pad as hard as I want. Okay, so one of the reasons why I'm not using any hand wraps because I'm going to work with my power. Maybe next session I'll have on hand wraps, and next session I'll have on gloves. So we got good. Jab, jab, cross. And I move from side to side to keep my boxing tempo in play. I want to keep it as practical and realistic as possible. Good, slip, cross. You're going to add that. Jab, jab, cross, slip, cross. So what am I doing is jab, jab, cross. I'm slipping this punch. Turning back. Head off line. Slip. Good. Slip. Good. Slip. Good. Slip. Good. Jab, jab, cross, slip, cross. Good. Jab, jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, jab, cross, slip, cross. Slip, cross. Slip, cross. Right back. Jab, jab. Clearing that distance right there. Pow, pow. Turn. I can keep it as ISO and as static as that. When I say static, I'm working from that stance, and I'm static on that jab. Good. I want to each get it right. I'm working each jab. Taking my time. Using each part of my body. That's the training factor. Good. Right there. Just as natural. That way I can shift my hips back. Momentum. Back. Momentum. Taking it. Boom. Or just a little bit of boom. Whatever the situation calls for. Jab, jab, cross. Good. Good. Start. Take that little step offline. Okay? Okay? A little bit offline. Okay? Hands moving toward his strong side just a bit, but I really want to move toward the weak side. Moving toward the weak side. Taking that jab, moving toward the weak side. Taking a step. That's what I'm doing. I'm using this leg. Using my right leg. Take that step with that jab. From the bladed stance. From the stance. I'm on angle. From the bladed stance. Step. Step. So I can step. Step, step. Back. back. Footwork. That's the objective, is to get your feet moving in conjunction with your punches, your hands, your arms, your hips. Body movement, dynamic. So I can step, pause it, reset it, step, step. Get it back. Back. To that side. Moving to that side. Over. Step, step. Okay? Moving to that side. Okay? Double jab. Moving both angles. Double jab. I can double jab both angles. Pop, pop. Step forward. Back. Okay? You can double jab, pop, pop. Okay? Stepping on it. Hitting the angle, pop, pop. Pop, pop. Pop, pop. Turning the angles. Okay? Jab, jab, jab. Just working the jab. Very simple, very fundamental. Working the jab here, working it here. And then forward on that angle. You can also work it back to that angle. Okay? I can go forward, back. Forward, back. Keeping this up. I'm going forward and back. Okay? Working my basic movement with my punches. Connecting them with fluidity. Forward, back, forward, forward, forward. Okay? Over, 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 back, forward, back, forward, back, 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 back. Okay? Working that push off or the pullback. That's where that pullback comes in from. That pullback comes in from pop. I'm able to still move. Take a smaller step. Okay? That's where that pullback comes in technique wise. I'm taking a step, small step. This foot is actually making a little small step. It's a game of inches. Remember, boxing's a game of inches. So it's step. And not showing, but in that bladed stance. In a bladed stance. Okay? I'm always in my bladed stance. So I can cut my opponent in half. I'm cutting him in half. Cutting him in half. Bladed stance. So I can see my angles. I'm always I'm always in line and conscious to my angles. And I'm just working that technique. I don't have to kill the pad with that. Because that's not the purpose for that part right there. I don't have to kill the pad. Can if I want, but I'm working my technique. I want to get better. So, I'm here. Working that angle. Step back. Step. Turn it. Step. 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 Turn it. Nice reach. I'm not leaning. Natural. Boom. And arm's distance. Arm's distance. I'm not. Okay? Arm's distance. Working it technique wise. Technique wise. Okay? Working it technique wise. Adding that cross with it too. Adding that cross. Step forward, back, back, over, back, 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 boom, boom, over, boom, over, boom, 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 boom. Okay? Good. Let's work that third punch in there. Let's work that hook in there. Okay? So let's start off with that combo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm landing on the first two knuckles. That's what I want to do. And I'm transverse plane of motion as far as fitness dynamics. Rotation. A lot of times the hook is taught with the lead leg turning. If you ask me, it's a difference of opinion, difference of technique and individuality and style. Hey, you can turn it this way too if you need to. Okay? Some fighters, some people, or individuals, or coaches teach it using this one, some using that one. It all depends on the situation. But both hips, the hips are in line, the hips are shifting weight. That's the most important part, is that you're using the right dynamics for the sport. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1. Natural. Natural. Again, my objective is not to kill the pad. So if I'm just working that one technique, that one hook, it's very subtle and fluid. It doesn't change. I'm not over dramatic. And I can rotate to the natural stance. 2-punch combo. You've got work in it. You've got a 2-punch combo there. And speed it up as long as I'm using my mechanics, and that's what I like about this. It's actually sort of propelling you to use your mechanics in order to strike the pad correctly. Can't half turn. Can't half that. Okay? I have to be right on. Right on. Okay? So let's get the 1, 2, 3. Basic 1, 2, 3. And I'm using a nice flow, not trying to go too fast. If I can, once you get used to it, you can go a little faster. A little faster. So I said 1, 2, 3. Jab, jab. Add that jab that we've been working in the beginning. There we go. We got a 3-4 punch combination. And we're using the movement. 1 and back. 1, 2, 3. 1 forward. Back. Boxing tempo. 1, 2, 3. Back. Boxing tempo. Back. Boxing tempo. Control the perimeter, moving my distance back and forth. No matter if you have a small space, whatever, you can use the inches to create the angles. Sometimes you may need to phone booth it. We call it phone booth. You're in a phone booth. You should be just as, almost as tight, almost, and be able to get loose if you have to, and use distance and reach, almost like if you're in a phone booth in a way. Right back. Take a small step. Right back. Right back. That foot steps back. And it'll propel. The back foot propel. Bam. It'll step. It'll propel. That back foot propel. It'll step. It'll propel. Step. It'll propel. Add in that jab. Right back. The 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step back. Pow jab. So if I want to step back. 1, 2, 3. Step back. Boom. Step in, cross. Step in with the cross now. Add the 1, 2, 3. Step back with the jab. Step in. Cross. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stepping back. Pow! With the jab. Step in, cross. Turning. Step in, cross. Okay? Boxing tempo. 1, 2, 3. Pow. Boom. Stepping into the cross. So once you get used and get accustomed to shifting the weight and you get it, you can step back. Now I can step full and launch that. Okay? And launch it. So it's like I'm on a retreat, back on the attack. Okay? So another little technique. It's very good for fundamental use and good for building combination use and implementation for your own, even your own, just your own individual boxing style or your own endocrine of a boxing style. Meaning when you're just beginning, you're getting that style, you're getting your own characteristics from fundamentals. Everyone's taught the same way, but everyone has their own characteristics. So we want to kind of build that, and you got certain techniques to build up. And so we got jab, up, hook. Okay, let it flow. And I want to build that jab. Jab, up, hook, jab, double jab. Jab, up, hook, double jab right afterwards. Good. And pump the jab right after. Step, step. Okay? And we're going to add the step back cross with that. So we had to step forward cross. I would step back and cross with him. Okay? Pop, pop, pop. Step back. Launch him. Pop, pop, pop. Step back. Right there. It's right there. You know? Step back. Just like that. Step back. Back. I'm using my reach there. Using my reach. Jab, up, hook. Jab, up, hook. Step. Jab, up, hook, step. Stepping back on him. Instead of forward on him. Back. Doubling up on the jab there. Jab, up, hook, jab, jab, step back, cross. Keeping it flowing. Back and forth, using your movement. Simple movement of back and forth. For tight spaces. If you don't have room. So, up, hook. 1, 2. Step back, cross. 1, up, hook, jab, jab, step back, cross. Okay? 1, up, hook, jab, jab, step back, cross. 1, up, hook, jab, jab, step back. Right there. Right there. Okay? Now let's add some defensive measures to this. Okay? Move into a little bit of intermediate. Touch on a little bit of advanced. Okay? So, defensive measures, meaning slips, rolls, parries with the shoulder if you may, parries with your gloves if you may, checks with your elbows and forearms, blocks with your forearms, blocks with your forearms. Those are the things that you can do in professional boxing. If I have to make the distinguishing factor, in amateur boxing, some of that stuff you can't do until you turn pro. But those things you can do here, here, digging the head into the chest maybe, I guess. But defensive measures, adding to the offensive measures. So 1, 2, over. Starting off basic 1, 2, roll out to that side. It's important to exit practically. After you land a certain sequence of punches, or if you get really good and you know where your punch placement is, exit properly, exit the right way, exit practically. And those exits can be anywhere, depending on the angle, depending on the situation, any given situation. So, basic situation. 1, 2, roll out to your right. Okay, I'm rolling out to my dominant hand. So basically, in fundamental wise, I can just retaliate with that fundamental right hand, which is my strong side, my dominant side. Hopefully, I can flick him into that angle and get him where I can use my dominance. So I'm here. 1, 2, maneuver. For instance, for learning service, we get back to the beginning. Basic 1, 2, step. Okay, you. I want to cut. So in my mind, I'm cutting his armpit. Cutting right under through that armpit. Making a sharp around. Sharp aura. A sharp aura. So around. Latin word ura. Or kind of Japanese word in a way. Ura. So around. I want to go around. So I want to go around and cut that underarm. He's swinging. I want to go cut that underarm. That's really the angle. So I'm cutting that underarm. I want to cut that underarm. I want to cut that underarm. You know, I want to over. Over, for instance. Jab cross to the body. Over. Or for our learning purposes with the technique here, 1, 2, over. Right back. Cut that under. Cut that angle. Over. Cut that angle. Over. Cut that angle. 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 Over. 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 From this side of the pad, which is in the center of the bladed stance, right back. Whole body moves. Back. 1, 2, over. 1, 2, over. Okay? Other side. 1, 2. Cut the angle. Same thing. I'm going on one side, both sides. My lead side, my rear side, or my left hand, my right hand. 1, 2. That side. 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 1, 2. Everything is still there. Okay? I can look up. Head is kind of semi-bowed. You're not totally like this. You're semi using those same peripherals, just like basketball. We use the peripherals too in boxing. So up, semi, head down. But I'm seeing what can come because there could be an uppercut. So I want to cut that elbow. Take that angle. Okay? I want to cut that and take that angle. Okay? 2. And I'm going to the right side for that one. Cut the angle. I'm on there. Step. Step. Stepping with the dominant leg. Bop, bop. Off the basic 1, 2. Over. Back. Slide step. Cutting that underarm. I'm going to cut that underarm. Cut through his underarm. Going around. Okay? I'm going to cut that. Right over there. Okay? Other side. Right around him. Right around him. That's what I'm a man. That's what I'm doing. I'm picturing and implementing me. And it works. Going around when he swings. Going around that underarm. Cutting through there. Cutting through there. Depending on his punch, it may be. I may have to cut it shorter. Okay? It may be inside the low. Bop, 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 bop. Bop. I may have to rotate back through. Bop. It's all happening like that in milliseconds. Over, over, back. You may have to get back. Over, over. It may just be one. Cut. Right back. Slip. That's another one we use. Slipping on the angle. So I'm not looking away when I do this. Not looking away. Most beginners, they make that mistake of looking away. But I'm actually checking for an option to hit. Check that option. You know? So, checking that option. Checking the option. Checking options. Slip. Right back and fire it across. Pop, pop, slip, fire it across. Right back. Chaining them together. All in respect to what's going on with the opponent. Okay? All in respect to what's going on with the opponent. Okay? So you have slipping, over, 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 slip, retaliate, over, over, slip, retaliate, over, over, slip, retaliate. Over, over, slip, retaliate. So those are a couple of basics, couple of things, couple of basics, couple of things we can run over. A couple of basics for your toolbox, for you to use, utilize it. Like I said, you don't need a lot of space. Easy pickup, easy carry, easy setup. Work your combinations. Stay within yourself, stay practical, look at the implementation, okay? Boom. Incorporate it with good real timing and speed, okay? Mix up your punches, 1, 2. Today we did 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In the next video, we'll see some uppercuts, hooks, chaining those together, and really telling you and showing you how to sit on those punches. Till next time, Crowd Punch.